Let me put you on some tourist speed. This ain't about no gangster ish. I'ma blow the models out your mind. You done the furnace by me head and tip the ground. Remember rappers what's left of the Jericho. I don't know, bird was all she wrote. The word is free to the full cold on it. No, take a easy vibe at a 2K show. We got swords and cargo. Communicating nice riding like roller goes. Yeah, I was, he is with me. My rounds are blessed off. This is easy. He's over the place and wrong. And the king of what we do. We chop it, now for profit. Bang it up and blaze good weed, nigga offers. Now you gon' stop me, still gon' fire your way. Vision with 5 feet from the belly of a big fish. I'm a Rashawn, a predator. I did here rock the proper side of Dragon's Lair. They tell me your name, Mr. Precious to see. When I'm going singing, they gon' be pissed all day. My shield and my almighty power. It's a surgery tale, pure no power. And my E5 and my choppers. I pray for rain and birds and veins up like flockers. You're so vibrant and you're moving your feet. You can hate all you want, you just a mark of the priest. I reborn my father rolling over the deep. No surrender and no retreat. It's prophesied already who is. A whole soul, just 100 steeds. Vigilant and burn down on your crop. They tell for the wind without taking a shot. Hot fire, that's fire. Excuse me, I'm sorry, get it from your high blood. But to the man I resurrected from the dead, avoiding edges of thorns with the mark on my forehead. Heat rock beating down your block. And if you think you better call the cop. Pure waters, but I spill one drop. This will taste you from all the holes and bars. Knock, knock. To rock, from the rivers, from the four corners, Torah. Christ is Lucifer, I'm the prophesied king. Hot damn, I done done it again. They tell me your name, it's too precious to see. When I'm going singing, they gon' be pissed all day. My shield and my almighty power. It's a surgery tale, pure no cowards. Track my showing, born again to y'all, they know we rollin'. Yeah, hear your horror calling, triple in the bass, Babylon has fallen. We on the track, my showing, born again to y'all, they know we rollin'. Yeah, hear your horror calling, triple in the bass, Babylon has fallen. Let's get this straight, the return of the one you love to hate. Rapper with a turbo, no smoke out at the North Temple Gate. Hard like concrete, lay white like bleach. Brutal Jackson leading you across the Red Sea. Oh, who could it be? The Messiah, using a holy word to flame fire. Plucking your eyeballs out with my trusted pliers. You some liars, I'm not no about to die. Only takes one of me to trouble your whole fly. We're calling all Italian knives. King David says the war don't stop. Like I said, he wrong like a broken clock. You never left your block. You can catch me on Gibraltar Rock when you score with Jesse like sunlight pop. On this frozen land, no angelic man. On Mount Sinai, couldn't see me with a wireless land. What's the deal? And the King David shield. I came out of the stomach barrel on Esau's heel. Past the pork chop. I'm like, no thank you. Put my hip out of place last night, wrestling with a holy angel. I'm playing first fruits. What I saw I will read. Told me, shit, you like cereal, ruin his heat. Let's get it though. Purify. Inside the garbage white as snow. Redeemed for free like a Black Friday broad sale at Costco. No mercy me. It's straight tail wrecking his heartbeat. In the middle of eating on the shade of the olive tree. But you find nothing but blazing thorns in your mind. A shovel vine, a dead body, we're a chalk outline. Y'all says right in the pause. You can run it in, nothing sweeter. When you lift those as eaters, prepare to meet a grim reaper. The track was showing. Into y'all, you know we rolling. The hills are hot, we're cold and tremble. And this that line has fallen. Back itself to blame seriously. Leave it alone. Started with the crack that your blood is on bone. Stuck in a rut so hard with your brain. Just started to talk strange. Reckon impossible with rocks and grade. From the foreheads and sparks of terrible fear of pain. Can't find a way through and it's always the same. An ongoing fire flame. Free to stir, can't rearrange. Strategize the basis of grains to grow. They roll. Kill the blows, flows. The full force of your house, the boss. Radio frequencies never lost. To us it never stops, keeps going on. Till we see the ditches, the switches, telling the light picture. It's minus through the beat, stiffness, shitting light upon the ditches. Sometimes I think it's damn wasting my time. But when we're looking, we're seeing around, see the way things appear to be way too often. The ones turn into through the eyes. You gotta put into action, stand on you in the way to just step back, take a good look at yourself in the mirror. Seems at the start and resemblance you're a winner. I'm out from the factory, so the users got you back. Just do yourself into the future, keep it able to call you talk fire. The angel making this is out your desire. So the atmosphere surrounding episodes of loud noise and sharp blows and nasty gas. The track was showing. Into y'all, you know we rolling. The hills are hot, we're cold and tremble. And this that line has fallen. The track was showing. Into y'all, you know we rolling. The hills are hot, we're cold and tremble. And this that line has fallen. Welcome to another edition of Tomahawk City. What's up, brother? What dub? You there?
Yo, what's going on with you, homie?
What's going on? I'm doing good, man. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good, man. Can't complain.
Yeah. We got a few things to get into. I probably won't play that much video today. Probably more of a conversational thing. Just to go over a few topics. What's up, Richard? Who we got to chat? Alan Boy, what's up, y'all? Hit that like button for us. It been kind of quiet around the Florida State homeland. It's been pretty quiet. The fans ain't been really going around saying much of nothing. I'm noticing.
Yeah, it's been pretty hush hush, man. Everybody trying to just keep their eyes open and see what's gonna happen, man. Everybody just trying to take it a day at a time and just, you know what I'm saying, just try to maintain. Try not to get too far ahead of ourselves, really.
Right, right. I got a few dot points. Just hold on 1 minute, and we'll get right to it. Let's see. All right. Do you have any points you want to start on first?
Not really points, just a couple of things I just want to throw out there.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to give a mention to an assistant basketball coach of ours, Charlton Young. He was named to the high major division #1 minority assistant coach in college basketball. So he was named by the Minority Coaches Association, to be the #1 assistant minority coach in the country.
Oh, okay.
So just want to give a good little shout out to him, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep it chopping for the nose on the hardwood tip.
Yes, sir. We will be getting more once the season starts. We're gonna get more into basketball anyway. We'll get more into that. I'll be doing more stuff, research on that. But thank y'all joining another session of Tomahawk City, baby. We'll go to a few topics to talk about, and then we'll get on to some North Carolina preview. I think we're 13.5-point underdogs. But we're going to go up and down the team here. All right. Now, do you know about Tamorrion Terry?
I know he had a knee operation, but I'm not sure what kind of knee operation. But I heard everything was successful, though.
Yeah, he's going to be out for a few weeks with a knee operation. So he's just getting it this week. So it's pretty much probably the rest of the season, I'm thinking. He ain't coming back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he probably just going to get ready for the league.
For the league, yeah. He need to go ahead, man. Him and Mari need to go ahead. Just go. It ain't working out. It's like seems like the offense just got a little bit of momentum. Now the defense fell off a cliff. So
yeah, that's like so awkward.
That's weird. It's like we just can't get both things rolling.
Yeah, man. When did we become can't get right university?
I know.
Like for real, man. We had, you know what I'm saying, problems with the O-line. They seem to be doing pretty well this year. Our defensive line was supposed to be the strength of the team. And them boys look like Swiss cheese. Like, I just don't know what's going on,
man. What's his face? What's his name? One of the FSU alumni, I forgot who, talk about some the players today just want instant coffee. Back when I played, we had to work, you know what I'm saying? I forgot who said that. I'm just going through this right now, trying to get the roster. So we can go look at I think this is a roster right here. Nah. Hold on. Well, anyway, Tamorrion Terry's not on the roster. Ontario Wilson will be starting. I can't find a roster. It don't matter. Hit that like, y'all. Hit that like. Thank you for joining us tonight, Tomahawk City. Now, Tamorrion Terry, he gone. Yep. Marvin Wilson. Let's talk about Marvin Wilson a little bit. We're going to talk about this roster. Go up and down this roster a little bit. What y'all feel like that about Marvin Wilson? What you think about Marvin Wilson? What's going on with him, you think?
Man, I'm starting to think maybe he might be hurt. And we just don't know.
Oh, okay.
Because it just don't look right. You know what I'm saying? At first, I was just like, damn, man, like, maybe you just not the guy that we think you are. You know what I'm saying? But I heard some statistics earlier where he's actually ranked in like the 50s or something. You know what I'm saying? In defensive statistics, when actually he was ranked, you know what I'm saying, like in the top 10 or something last year. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, he just completely fell off. And he doesn't have the tape that, let's say, a Jadeveon Clowney had. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had that one big pop play that even after him taking that whole year off and everybody wondering why isn't he going so hard, or is he going half speed? You know what I'm saying? Like he still got #1 overall.
Yeah.
And Marvin don't got that same, you know what I'm saying, leeway. You feel me? Like he need to actually get out there and show something. So I'm starting to think like maybe he's hurt because I don't think he would actually jeopardize his draft stock. You know what I'm saying? Just out there just lollygagging. You feel me? Like it's got to be something deeper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know what the problem is, man. He ain't getting off blocks. He ain't shedding blocks. He looked like he's regressed. Like the whole defense, like they've regressed. So I don't know what that is.
Especially for him to have such a good off season in the weight room. You know what I'm saying? Like you should be stronger, a little faster, but definitely smarter. And it just seems like, you know what I'm saying, you getting whooped by cats that don't even have a shot at getting on a practice squad next year. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be a first rounder, bro. Like something got to be going on.
Janelle Bruce said, "Why keep playing then? You just detriment to the team."
Exactly, man.
Mm-hmm. I don't think we talked since the Notre Dame game, have we? I don't think we talked about the game.
No, I don't think we talked about that one.
I talked about it with Van because he came on after the game Saturday. What do you feel about that game? I'll tell you what I feel first. I feel that we should have won that game. I felt that we were like in the first half. I thought we were in the greatest position to win that game. Notre Dame was on their back foot. They was reeling. They looked lost. They had no answers. They had injuries. They had fatigue problems because they've been out for 3 weeks. I thought our offensive line played excellent. Defense was ass. I don't know if it's a scheme or what. That's what lost the game. But what really lost the game, I still feel we should have won that game, even with our defense playing like that. I still feel we should have won. You know why? Because I feel that lost the game. I feel that would be called when we were down by 8 and we were going to get the ball back.
Man, you shoved that jet out of bounds.
Think about if we never scored a touchdown for the rest of the game, right? We down by 8. 2 field goals, you down. You can get 3 field goals, you got the lead. How many times were we in the red zone in the second half? A couple, right? But we had to go for it on 4th down because we was down by 8. I mean 15 instead of 8. So we had to go because we're down by 2 scores. We had to keep going for 4th down. You know what I'm saying? Turn the ball over. We couldn't put no points up. But we got the red zone about 2-3 times.
Oh yeah.
That second half.
Yeah.
So really take away one of them touchdowns, 35, what was it, 42-26 the final? So it should have been 35-26. That's a whole different ball game.
Oh yeah.
Whole different ball game. Woodby did a bonehead play. I was so mad at halftime. I go out and have a smoke at the half, even though I was live. I was so mad because I knew right there that was just bullet in the foot. I didn't think, and I knew it would be hard to come back from that because Notre Dame the defense actually was stopping them a couple times in the first, and then they had to stop. And then, but as soon as we had the lead too. We had the lead, and I think Woodby started feeling himself a little too much. The same old crap, mental weakness. But go ahead, what you felt?
Yeah, man. I feel like we really had a good shot to win that game. Like I feel like we played well. We did make some mistakes. I really don't understand what his deal is. Like I thought for sure he was gonna be like a stud. You know what I'm saying? But he just I don't know, man. It's just something missing in his game. So I really feel like we kind of lost that one. Just just kind of rookie mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Some rookie mistakes and then some just dumb ass bonehead mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Because we had it, bro. Especially with Jordan Travis up on the center, we was looking pretty good. The offense was looking nice. We was going up and down the field. They had a lot of splash plays, like the big runs. You know what I'm saying? If we could have eliminated those, like they really don't score. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to grind your way downfield without getting those big chunk plays. And if we can eliminate stuff like that, we're in a way better position to win games.
Yep. Yep. What's up, Drip? All right, let's go to let's talk about Coach Fuller. And y'all can chime in if y'all want to, Chad. We'll have we're having a discussion today. I'll play some stuff later on. I won't be doing no podcast today. It'll just be information we're gonna go through. What's your feeling on Coach Fuller?
The worst DC ever.
Worst defense. We got the worst defense on the field ever. So
I mean, so we watched the whole Willie Taggart 2 years, and we had some horrible times. But damn, like we ain't stopping nobody this year. You know what I'm saying? Like that defense played hard at times. And Harlan Barnett, I was not a big fan of his, but like, damn, we did look a little better. You know what I'm saying? I did not like his defense, but we did look a little better than this. And them boys lost a lot. These cats just look like they getting whooped, and it shouldn't be like that.
No, man, it's too much. It's too many blue chips. That's why we're losing blue chips too, right? We're gonna get to recruit. We'll get to recruiting as well. I think Coach Fuller is hamstringing us in recruiting, right? And he's hurting us. He's hurting us, of course, on the field as well. But that's hurt. He's the one hamstringing recruiting. I'm putting that on him. You already changed the quarterback. Might as well change everybody that don't want to play. Right, Ray. What's up, Ray? Hit that like, people. This Tomahawk City. The players need to step up. That's an understatement. Hit that like. Let's see. Real Talk says going to get 2 and 3 stars, low rated 3 stars. I'd rather have that dudes that work hard. I'd rather have that. Honestly, I'm sick of this diva mentality. I'm sick of it. Jersey said Fuller is a freshman coach trying to coach varsity. Right? So he's hamstringing our recruiting game. Let's see. Atkins. We'll go a little positive here. Now, Atkins, I feel with that, he has no talent at the offensive line, and they got passing grades across the board all year. That's insane to me. Because even when they brought in Browse last season with the other coach that's supposed to be so good, he ain't do nothing. But this Atkins guy is really squeezing every ounce of offensive line is going to be good for years to come as long as we keep him. We already got Rod Orr coming in. We got another guy. We lost Mims from Georgia, but that was understandable. It was a long shot. What else? And we got another tackle somewhere else. So he's doing the damn thing. We got 2 big tackles already coming in. So offensive line, for the future, I feel our offense is going to be really good. Oh, yeah. Defense is worrisome, but Norvell's, we're going to be scoring points. Got to get the defense together. Yeah. What do you want to say before I respond to these comments?
Oh, no. I was reading them myself.
Okay. Hit that like, people. Tomahawk City. People start to filter in. Get a little bigger here. I think Fuller mean enough, and I believe it's carrying over to the field in recruiting. Oh, ain't mean enough. Yeah, I don't see the mean mentality. We have 2 stars. We have an offensive lineman transferring from Louisiana Tech. I'll take it all day. I'll take all the 2s and 3s right now. I'll take them. Because these 4 and 5 stars ain't doing nothing. Hit that like, people. So shout out to Coach Atkins. I think personally we need to see more toward Philly. Well, I'm gonna tell you briefly what I think the team. I think we should put Gainer on the edge. Everybody keeps saying that. It seems like we only really got one good linebacker, don't it?
Yeah, right now.
You can't blame Coach Marv on that one. I ain't blaming Coach Marv on that. I mean, he just ain't got no talent. I mean, the linebacker's slow. When they blitz, it looked like slow motion. Nobody triggering. It seems like some of them scared to hit. The only 2 linebackers I seem to like is probably Gainer, Rice. No, not Rice. I'm sorry. Gainer, Dix, and there was one more I like. I can't remember who. Dix, Gainer, and somebody else. I can't remember who. Not Emmett. I don't like none of them dudes. I think it must be just them two.
Yeah.
I think, unless I'm forgetting somebody. I might be forgetting somebody. We need to have that momentum against North Carolina. Yeah, offensively, defense got to improve. How the hell do we regress from week 0 to week 4? And we look worse than what we did the first week. How does that happen?
Yeah.
I mean, we ain't got no injuries. How does that happen? Something's wrong in the locker room. Hit that light, people. Yeah, I want to see Moto of Philly. We should be seeing Chuba very soon. Chuba Purdy really soon. That'd be a good backup for Jordan Travis. And what's your feelings on Jordan Travis?
Hey, man. About damn time they let that boy play quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, all we was hearing about is how he couldn't throw, but we never had no evidence. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know what a cat can do in game until you let them do something in game. You know what I'm saying? I understand the whole practice scenario where you got some cats, they practice players, they go real hard, they ball out all week in practice, and then in the game they suck. And then you got some cats that kind of mess up in practice, and then in the game they show out. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to give people a chance. So I'm happy that this coaching staff actually gave Jordan Travis a chance to play quarterback and not just put him back there as a gimmick, because that really hurt the offense. You know what I'm saying? Because it was too predictable. Now you actually have him throwing the ball. You can't just stack the box. You can't just key on him. You actually have to play a fair defense, and we can actually move the ball now.
Yes, sir. Hey, Mom. So real talk with Mr. Ford says we need to go back to the 4-3. Yeah. What we playing now? We seem like we rushing 3.
It seems like we just doing a whole bunch of experimenting stuff because I'm like, the 4-2-5 should be designed where you always have pressure getting on the quarterback and have enough people to drop back. You know what I'm saying? You should never just rush 3 people. You know? And I feel like we play way too much zone. Like, these cats never proved that they were like a monster zone defense. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them were really good at playing man. So I feel like, man, they should dial up some blitzes. Let some of these cats lock down on some receivers and pin our ears back and go.
But who do we have to lock down receivers? That's the problem, because you got Dent. Dent don't turn around and find the ball. We got Asante, right? He sometimes kind of slip up. Sometimes he do some stupid stuff, but he our best corner, obviously.
Yeah.
Number 2, people ain't too happy with Jerry Jones. They say he's slow. We haven't gotten this. We haven't got this. What do you think about Jerry Jones? What do you think?
He got his good times and his bad times, but it's his first year here.
How can we really blame the corners with a porous defensive
no rush? Like, you can only stick people for about 3 or 4 seconds, maybe 5 at the most. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like if you blitz him more, you can have these cats. Like, these cats don't get burnt. You know what I'm saying? Like, one reason why they get burnt because they play so far back. You know what I'm saying? Like, a dude can put whatever move on you, get up on him, put your hands on him. You know what I'm saying? Let somebody blitz. By the time he's beating you or you're, you know what I'm saying, jamming him up, we can get some penetration. A quarterback might panic and throw you the ball. You know what I'm saying? But just playing all this soft cushion stuff, like, people can pick that apart all day.
Right. So it's like, no matter what corners we put out there, I mean, with no pass rush, they all gonna look bad. But
yeah,
from what I've seen, Asante's our best corner.
Yeah. Hands down.
We have a defensive coordinator that Coach Marshall in Memphis. Janelle says, I agree. Yeah, it's no pass rush. I don't care who you got back there. I say Duke. He says this guy thinks Duke. I say Duke guys, FSU is going to go off. I don't know what that means. We playing UNC.
Man. It's going to take
Duke.
We do play Duke this year, right?
Yeah, we do. We do.
So you saying it's going to take that long for them boys to get it together?
UNC said we got UNC on upset alert. I would love to beat UNC. I'm already against them. How? So
I just know that their defense is suspect.
Yeah.
So it's if we can move the ball, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we can keep improving on what we've been doing on offense, then you know what I'm saying, we can be in there. All we need is a stop.
Yeah, we need a couple stops, man. We got a couple. I felt we would have got it. We got enough to beat Notre Dame. We got enough to beat Notre Dame. We did.
One thing we got to be ready for is that running game again, because North Carolina running game is just not as good as Notre Dame. And their offensive line is better. The offensive line is like one of the best lines in the ACC.
Oh, damn.
So good luck to them cornerbacks.
Yeah, UNC's unbeaten. Thanks, Shannon. UNC's like number 5 in the country, I think. Number 5?
That's such a fraudulent
It
ranking. But I understand, you know what I'm saying? They haven't lost, but I'm like, come on, man, number 5. It'll look good if we can whoop them, though. It'll look very good.
Notre Dame went number 4. Notre Dame don't look like a top 20 team. The time when we played, they look like a barely ranked team. They struggled with us. How the hell they number 4 in the country? Coronavirus. Notre Dame is not good at all. Neither are we, but they shouldn't be number 4 in the country. They had no answer for our offense. They had no answer. I'm talking about the schedule that FSU has that might. Here's what he's talking about. I'm talking about the schedule that FSU has for a football team. Oh, might go off on a football team against Duke. Okay. All real Florida State fans know what I'm talking about. Charlie Strong is at Alabama as an assistant coach. We all remember those Florida defense under him. We need him now. Well, that's up to Mike. Hit that like, people. The edition of Tomahawk City, baby. You got yours truly, TURNTTALLY in one dub. We're talking about the Florida State football program right now. We will be going into basketball once basketball season comes around as well. We're going to get into the FSU North Carolina preview in a minute. The team, we're going to go through this. Just give me 1 minute. I found a good little web page where it gives you a lot of information on injuries and everything. I found it yesterday. Let's see. Let's go to. I'm gonna try and see an FSU UNC preview. There is one. Okay, here we go. Let's see.
Yo, Frank says next year Fuller's getting fired. He's calling it right now. Hey man, I'm with you. I believe it's gonna happen in the offseason. He's gonna find a replacement.
Here's a preview. Thanks, man. Here's a preview. Hit that like button, people. Hit that like. Okay, where we at? Papa, hey, what's up, man? Pokey moves number 1 spot with Terry going down because he's number 2 receiver. I think it's gonna be who's it? So we got Pokey, Helton. Oh, it would have to be Warren Thompson. Hit that like. I'm assuming it would have to be.
I mean, nobody else.
Yeah, we got Portier. We got Kentron. We got Jordan.
So hot, it will bring tears to your
their
eyes.
receiver Jordan.
A new Macca's chicken menu that's here to stay. Now that's too good to keep to yourself.
It has been quiet. Young, Jordan Young. It's been quiet. Oh yeah. So I don't know. Oh, this ain't even okay. Let's go to predictions. The number 5 ranked. Okay, so it's basically like last week. Shannon said she's scared for her nose because they are 1-3. Man, don't be scared. Hit that like, people. Hit that like. Please hit that like. All right, here we go. The number 5 ranked North Carolina program hopes to keep their unbeaten season alive as they head to Tallahassee to take on Florida State, who's struggling early. They fresh off a win over Virginia Tech at home last Saturday in a game where the offense exploded for 56-6 in the big win. Although they had to hold off a tough Hokies team, this is the best Tar Heels have looked all year. Florida State, we know where we at. The Tar Heels are hoping to keep pace with Clemson and Notre Dame while staying ahead of the Hurricanes. But they can't overlook a Florida State team, especially on the road in primetime. Oh, it's a primetime game. While Florida State is full of talent on both sides of the ball, the defense has really struggled. They haven't been able to get pressure on quarterbacks and are allowing 5.5 yards per carry. God damn, this season. That's not a good recipe for success as a UNC team with arguably the best rushing attack in the country comes to town. Yeah, you said that. Oh, boy. The Tar Heels are going to look to play their game by rushing the football and taking the pressure off Sam Howell. I can't stand that kid. Putting Howell in offense in good situations, especially when facing third downs, will be very key. Also note this could be a big game for Howell, who originally committed to Florida. Yeah, that's why I don't like that dude. He screwed the hell out of us. On defense, the Tar Heels are hoping to slow down quarterback Jordan Travis. The junior's a former 3-star quarterback. Yeah, we all know it. Okay, key to victory from UNC, potent offensive attack. So it's like it's going to be a high-scoring game, maybe. The Tar Heels are offensively spoiled last week. Look for them to pound the football early in the offense, set up the play action for Howell. Can the defense play better? Something to watch. Well, the offense had a big day again. Okay, that's UNC. It's hard to blame UNC's defense for everything in that game as they were absolutely gassed in the second half. So maybe they got bad depth. Maybe their depth isn't good on Carolina. If they're getting gassed, that's a sign of bad depth. Okay, Van says Robinson, I don't know if he's ready. Yeah, we can just put somebody, plug and put anybody in.
Yeah.
The defense just needs to show up. Yeah, none of these teams we playing up, coming up, yeah, they ain't scary. Hold on. Okay. All right. Now, Florida State recruiting news. Good little strides in the right direction. All right, let's check this out. All right, and Jersey says, if the defense keep UNC one-dimensional, we have a chance. What, passing you mean? All right. All right. So Jordan Travis, we're going to probably hear a little bit from him. Okay, here's Jordan Travis right here.
It worked for Florida State.
I don't know how old this is.
We just came together as a football team. That's the main thing, is we just got to play football. I think all the time we play uptight and we're always tense. So I feel like when I got in the game, they're playing the same way. We got to give 100% effort and just go out there and play football.
Oh, that's it? Oh, okay. Let's see. Ron Dugan's injury updates. Jordan Travis hand. They're fine. Hasman Nasruddin, don't know yet. They say Tar Heels are just single-digit favorites. Let's click on that. See what that's about. Hit that like button, people. So the odds makers have. So the North Carolina's averaging 37 points a game. That's because of that 56 last week. Their defense looks bad, 56-45.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a chance. We open at 8 points. Now it's 13.5 to North Carolina's favor. They think 64.5 points going to be scored this game. So that's like 30-something apiece. We lead the series against Carolina 15-3-1. North Carolina holds a 2-game win streak, I think, over us right now. Let's see. It'll be interesting. Rod Orr, so you know Rod Orr. There's some other stuff in here too. Cam Akers. Cam Akers going off in the NFL. He back from injury. Check this out. I saw this yesterday. Watch this run by Cam. 46-yard run against the Washington Redskins. Watch this. You see that run?
Okay, now.
I'm gonna show you that again. Hold on.
Cam cutting them up.
Woo. He mad when he got pushed out of bounds. He mad. He wanted to break that.
Heck yeah. All right.
He back. Back from injury. Welcome back. All right. Let's see. Charlie Ward turned 50. This little news. Oh, yeah. They say Drew Brees looking old.
Yeah, I've been hearing that.
Oh, okay. So donation for fight disease. Was it cancer or something? Papa Smurf. Okay. We getting some coach speak. I mean, nothing else much going on. Not much going on at all. Oh, recruiting. We talked about recruiting. Let's see. It's just been a dead week, man.
Yeah.
The fans ain't even coming out. I even looked on War Chant. They hardly have anybody watching. I'm like, damn, what are Florida State fans at? They fed up. The Florida State fans are sick of this, man.
Yeah, man. 1-3, man. Cats don't want to lose.
Yeah, because I was like, damn.
With AHM limit, you can use your included extras how you want. Like,
it ain't hardly nobody coming out, on my live stream. I'm like, what's that? I checked the other stream. It's like, War Chant ain't got nobody either.
a simple bit.
The fans done said, man, the fans done checked out.
Today,
That's
good practice. But our guys came out, had good work through our situations, third downs, red zone. Definitely much improved from last week's Wednesday. Was pleased with what I saw. You guys are continuing to work to get better. You're trying to bring that game type of intensity throughout the course of the practice, and I think you see a true effort to go out there and to improve and to get better, which is always something that coaches like to see, that type of response. So that was a good day. I'm excited for the rest of this week in our preparation.
I think, when we saw Jordan last week, his first extended play, you talked about learning some things from him. Did you guys have an idea he'd be as escapable in the pocket, since you can't really, you don't have people really trying to hit quarterbacks much in practice? Did you guys, some of the pressures he avoided Saturday, it looked like guys had him in his grasp and he was able to get away from it. Is that something you don't find out till really he's in a game?
Yeah, it is something that you have to get live game experience to truly appreciate. I think there's things that come up throughout practice, and you get a sense of the natural feelings and instincts that somebody has, but just the true ability to get out of a tackle if you're in somebody's grasp, the quickness in the reaction, the willingness to stay in the pocket, and you step and throw. Sometimes with opportunities you might get hit. Those things are all that have to be shown through the course of a game. And that was one of the things I was really pleased with, just to see his patience in some situations, and on the flip side of it, and also show the the natural instincts and the ability to extend plays and make things happen whenever he was able to break contain.
Health-wise, just Jordan was able to practice today, and does Chuba give you sort of a bit of continuity when it comes to the skill set you now have a quarterback with Jordan?
Yeah. I didn't catch the first part of the question. Jordan practiced yesterday, he practiced today, so and then obviously we're excited about all those guys we have in the quarterback room. I think that Chuba is progressing really well.
But you know what, Wanda, with his ability, with Norvell's ability to recruit quarterbacks, I'm not really too worried about this rebuilding. When you can get elite quarterbacks, that rebuild can go really quicker. You know what I mean? Go really fast.
Oh yeah.
If he already got Chuba, who's a top 10 dual threat, right? If he sticks with, I really don't care if he even sticks with Altmaier. For what I've seen, I mean, we already got Rodemaker. He's gonna be decent for us, and we got Chuba. But even if let's say, I'm just gonna say positive, say he keeps Altmaier.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 elite quarterbacks, man. I mean, that does a lot. That can change a lot of things for your program really fast. So he's recruiting at a high level at quarterback. I mean, because once you get that quarterback, the other pieces gonna fall into place. They're gonna follow anyway. They want to see an output on the field. So we get a quarterback that puts the outfit on the field. Yeah. Then people be prone, and then we'll get the recruits again. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna have to hope and pray that Chuba is the real deal. I think he is, honestly.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he's gonna be so good. I don't think it's gonna even really matter who we have a wide receiver. I think he's gonna be that good. I really do. The way he can move around, and receivers gonna make the receivers easy for them to get open, to buy time, all that stuff, man. So we'll see.
He was able to get some more extended work here throughout the course of this week, starting on Sunday. Got some good work today as well. So we think that each of those guys have their own unique skill sets and what they can do. And definitely think he fits right along with what we're looking for, and excited about his continued growth.
Coach, we got the press release that the Uplifting Athletes thing is happening this Saturday with the touchdown drive. I just was wondering if you could talk a little bit about how that plays into what everybody was working towards this summer with all of the charitable efforts.
Well, it's another opportunity. I mean, that's something that really Kevin Brooks has kind of spearheaded and done a remarkable job. And that's the thing that we need to get Cam more involved, man. He's an elite. He could be a really elite tight end.
Yeah.
We need to get Cam involved.
I feel like they forget about him too much.
Yeah. I understand Norvell wants to run this and that. He'd be a great compliment. We got to get him more involved, especially with Terry down.
Yeah.
Enjoyed seeing a variety of our guys that have taken ownership and different and ownership and just really as part of the leadership role and some of those different fundraising opportunities and things that we can help benefit others and obviously utilize the influence that we have and the platform that we have to do well and to continue to serve, continue to sacrifice, and do something that is going to impact others in a respectable manner. And so we're excited for that opportunity, and once again, really just pleased with all the players and their ownership in trying to make a difference.
You talked yesterday about the grad transfers, the kind of instant impact they've made. Obviously, the guys you're normally only counting on for 1 year, but this year, kind of with the extra year, if they want to come back next year, they'll have that possibility. I guess, what does that do? You talked about kind of the injection of leadership so much that they bring, kind of knowing that you can possibly have some of them next year. And how's it, so much is up in the air. How's it affect recruiting for next year? Just so much uncertainty about who might be back, who might not be back. Well, obviously, those are all things that you thinking for the future. Obviously, we're trying, if it comes to the team, and what that is today. That's the thing. We're continuing to push these guys to elevate that leadership and continue to build those relationships. But with the potential of getting some of those guys back for another year, I think that just helps with the continuity of what we're trying to do. When you have the right guys that definitely believe in things that are necessary and are being emphasized here within the program. That is only means good things as you're moving forward. And with recruiting of this year, obviously it's very unique that you could have some of the seniors or guys that have that extra bit of eligibility or that gain that extra bit of eligibility. We'll have a better sense of that here towards the end of the season. But we will be allowed to go over, I guess, the 85. With this year with guys that would be exhausting eligibility. So, I'm not sure what that ultimate number is going to be. So we're going through recruiting with the number that we have. But it could impact some of the thoughts as we're going to bring in an older player or potential transfer
knowing that we have those guys back in that for an additional year.
You mentioned Emmett Rice the other day and his play in the second half. When I went back and watched that final play, I mean, he ran a long way to make that tackle.
When did Emmett Rice do that game? When did he do that was positive for them to even bring that up? Do you see Emmett Rice doing anything? What did he do? Oh, he made a tackle, that hustling tackle at the end, that moral victory crap again. Yeah, he made a hustle. What was that hustle during the game? I mean, the game was over at that point. I mean, really? Really? I'm just right now they're way on the 85 scholarship number. Good. That's a good thing, man.
On the final play, is that something you guys made a point of this week and just showing some of the effort that certain guys gave maybe late in that game?
And absolutely, and we'll do that, at the end of each game. You kind of you try to show the standard when guys are meeting the standard, then you show areas where we need to improve, and that really. I was pleased that you saw our guys competing, there through the end with effort, with purpose, with passion. That was, and a lot of guys, and I know use some examples, throughout the last couple of weeks, guys that are pushing themselves harder in practice, and you're seeing that show up through the course of the game. And I think a guy like Corey Durden was somebody that showed up and has had some productivity. Corey he's had an interesting off season, and had to miss a few weeks there during fall camp, and really kind of challenging him because he's got to play at a high level, and I think that you're seeing him kind of along the line of a couple other guys that have made a choice in practice, and he had some of those effort plays that showed up, and he's really working hard to put together another good week this week. So we do illustrate that to guys because we want them to see how that pay off, the preparation, how that does pay off for them in the game.
Travis J, in terms of him working his way through the process of getting healthy, like on a doubtful, probable spectrum, how's he been looking to you?
He's working his way through the process. I like the way you phrase that question, though. Travis got work today in practice, so I'm excited about the opportunity to get him back, and see where that is. Come game day.
Talk about some with the defense, maybe seeing things show up in games, missed assignments, things of that sort that aren't showing up in practice. What have you seen from the defense this week? I mean, obviously, the challenge ahead this weekend.
Obviously, those are things. Anytime you're putting together a game plan, you're facing an opponent. You're going to have mistakes that occur. You're going to have things, corrections that need to be made. And that's something that you address through the week. There's always a progress that you're hoping to see.
All right, I'm done with that. Yeah, he ain't saying much about it. Let's look at North Carolina. Who they played last week? Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Let's check them out. Okay, I can't watch 10 minutes. 340 should be enough. Let me turn off the sound. Hold on a second. All right. Let's check out North Carolina and see what they got up in here. All right, Sam Howell. Nice go. Sadie suck right now. Need Travis back. Mike Norvell will get the offense coming here pretty soon. Yeah, offensive line will be real good, Panama Jack. What's up, Panama Jack? Get that like button, people. So that's their running game. Oh man,
yeah. They got two running backs. Them boys pretty nasty.
They running back. They defense soft like ours.
Yeah, that's why I say, man, we can score on them boys, man. They ain't no juggernaut. They just
North Carolina.
happen to be undefeated.
They got a good offense, I guess.
Yeah.
Sam Howell ain't that great, man. He really not that good. He better anything. I wish we had him. He better anything we got. But at the same time, he ain't like that guy. That quarterback for Ohio State. He ain't like him. Yeah. You know a nice deep ball. So the skull, right? Okay, let me put the skull in. Virginia Tech scored 45. It is now scored. Yeah, we can beat the boys, man. Who's gonna stop me? They running all over them. Oh, what a bad angle they take. It's a bad angle. It's like us on them angles. Goodness gracious. Bad angle. Right here, watch how the safety come in. Right here. Look at it. Look at it. What is it? That's horrible. Wide open. We gotta play Virginia Tech too, don't we?
I don't know. I think so.
Well, that running back is fast. Goodness gracious. Yeah, they got a monster running game. It'll be a good game, man. Should be good. We got to get them back for beating us, man. At home, they beat us. What? Get that field goal in overtime. We got to get them back. Or before overtime, something like that. With Mitch Trubisky, we got to get them back. North Carolina, hit that like button, people. You don't hear what Tomahawk City with TURNTTALLY in one dub. So 56-45. 56-45. I like our chances. I felt we should have won last week against Notre Dame. I really do like our chances against North Carolina. Let's see if we get a North Carolina preview. What do you think? What do you think is what we need to win this game one though? What do you think?
Oh man, we really, really, really need this defensive line to play some football.
That's the only way.
That's the biggest thing, man. Because, like I said, they got one of the best offensive lines, if not the best offensive line in the ACC. You just saw the running attack. You see them little boys can scoop. So we gonna need to eliminate those big plays, bro. We just can't have no big wide open gaps and catches. You know what I'm saying? Missing their assignments or misreading their gap assignment, bro. Like we really need them to focus in, lock down, bro, and slap somebody out the way.
Yes, sir. Island Boy says, "Yo, what about Dotson? Is he still injured? Didn't see him on the depth chart. I don't. He must be still injured. That's questionable. That's questionable. Good. No. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. That is one area we should not get beat in the deep ball. Well, with no passing game, man, anybody can beat us with a deep ball if you ain't got no pass rush. Think Terry played any more for FSU? Honestly, Panama Jack, I don't think so. I think that might be it. I think that's it. There's no reason for him to come back. Webb and Toa Philly have a field day against their deep. Toa Philly, yeah, he need more touches. Period. He need more touches. Let's see what Double Fries. I wonder if they still alive. Let's see what they talking about. Hit that like button, people. You with Tomahawk City. Let's see what they talking about.
Go ahead and do it anyway.
I make up random lines. So,
Florida State, what issues?
I think North Carolina's defense has a lot of flaws, and especially since they lost arguably one of their two best players to a foot injury in the Boston College game. That's their corner, Storm Duck, who every time I say that name, it's
a great football name, by the way.
Freaking amazing,
phenomenal football name.
I mean, kudos to his mom who decided to name him that. But he's a legit. He was an all ACC caliber corner, and it really hurts them defensively not to have him. They've got two good corners still, but one of them is only about 10 months removed from an ACL surgery.
Good.
So and he's not running as well as what he did prior to the ACL surgery. I mean, that's obvious when you watch him against Patrice Renee. He's a good corner, but I do think that that Florida State and had Terry been playing, I felt like they could probably get behind him.
Damn.
And I think they've still got a couple guys that could potentially get behind him, and they will single cover a little bit with him just because they're going to need to stop the run. The big issue that Carolina has up front, or the big issue that their defense has, is up front. They don't have a lot of players, and they have a lot less depth even than they have players right now on the defensive line.
Remember I said
they really only have 3 or 4 guys.
They said they got gas. You could pretty much do what you want to do to them in the second half because they have no depth on defense. They have no depth at all. He said, if we trail in this game 55-3, I'm gonna be mad. No, hell no. That's not gonna happen, Shannon.
Yeah, that better not happen.
That's not gonna happen. There's no way in hell.
Guys that they trust up there.
Their defense is too bad for that.
And one of them is actually coming back. He missed last week against Virginia Tech, arguably their best guy on the defensive line, their defensive tackle, Ray Bohasic. They're not very big on the defensive line. One of their sort of 3/5 techniques, defensive tackle. He's only about 275 pounds.
What's up, Bobby? 6'9",
you're looking at a defensive line that you could see against Virginia
What's up,
Tech.
6'9", Hit that like button, people. Hit that like button. We're just getting the FSU, North Carolina. See what. Keep our enemies close. What do you mean, APP for Corey Wren? What is that? APP.
Oh, talking about the APP.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's dang, it's like some damn police thing. Missing person or some shit like that.
AP.
Yeah.
That interior, you can kind of bully him if you've got the guys that have the size and can get their hands on him. Bohasic is the one guy that doesn't get bullied. He's the guy that'll be over Maurice Smith at center. He's the one guy you got to pay attention to on that defensive line. And they've got a couple edge guys that can cause a little bit of difficulty in the pass game. 12 on the edge. Tamon Fox is a player, but they're not really solid up front on the defensive front. And that gives you a chance to run on them a little bit. The problem is that their two backers are really good. One of them might be a first rounder. Chad Surratt guy. Chad Surratt he moves as well at linebacker as anybody in the country. I mean, he'll probably run low 4.5 and short shuttle. He's got a shot probably at breaking 4 in the short shuttle. He's
APP,
super fluid.
Yeah.
And at about 230, 235. The best thing from a Florida State perspective is as good as their backers are in terms of getting to the ball and all that, they do sometimes overrun and they'll miss tackles. So you combine that, and I think there's some chances for some plays in the running game.
Don't that sound like us?
What?
Are we playing ourselves in the mirror? Like, God dang. They just luckily got 3-0 with a quarter. Because they know who their quarterback was game 1. We did it.
Yeah.
We didn't know what we roster was. So that's probably why it's good reason they're 3-0. Right? Because they're more established than we are.
Yeah, because they went through all these growing pains last year.
Right. See? So we'll see, man. That'd be good if we can get them a little revenge back on them, man.
And then if they can get a one-on-one matchup here or there, they might be able to get a matchup against a safety or against Patrice Renee, who healthy, I would say, would be able to match up with anybody. But with his knee injury, I think that's a spot that they'll try to attack. So that's really where Florida State's best going to have their opportunities on defense. Now, if we switch to the other side, the problem is Carolina's offense doesn't really have any weaknesses or any strong weaknesses. They're a complete offense. I think you can make the case that their two running backs are, if they're not the best tandem of running backs in the country, they're in the discussion. I think actually their number 2 running back, Javonte Williams, I studied his film this summer, and I came out concluding that he's a probable multi-year NFL starter and has a chance of being a long-term NFL running back. I mean, however long-term a running back position actually is in the NFL.
Damn it!
So you're looking at a guy that has great vision at about 220 pounds and just understands how to run under his pads, and he consistently makes his offensive line look great. I mean, there may only be a sliver there, and he'll find a way through at 220 and then be right into the secondary, and he's a load.
He's explosive.
And then the other guy that they have is sort of a Carolina fans have compared him to Dalvin. I don't think that's fair because he doesn't have Dalvin's burst. And
that's the guy I saw. No, he ain't got Dalvin.
He's defense. Really, they're gonna run.
But
it's because you look at that offensive line.
The
right side of that offensive line goes 6'7", 330, 6'7", 335, and they averaged 14 yards a carry running right last week against Virginia Tech.
14 yards.
So yeah, that's what they're going to do best. And then you get to Sam Howell, who's a good quarterback. He's shown if you can get a little pressure on him. Last year and this year, that's the trick.
Yeah,
he has struggled committing to coming down to the free stuff that you give him and checking down. He's struggled to identify.
But is Adam Fuller going to get the pressure to him? No. Is he going to sit back in the pocket and just long ball play action us to death?
That's the question. Is he going to send some pressure?
This looks like it's going to be a scoring fest. This has the makings of a scoring fest. Mike Norvell's going to love that. If we can get an advantage on them, special teams wise would be good. We could beat them that way. Defense going to have to do some exotic stuff, man. We can't be sitting back on Howell. Like it's time for Fuller to start earning his check, man. Yeah, Sam, go ahead. You got something to say?
Oh no, I was just agreeing, man. It's time for Fuller to go ahead and unleash the hounds, man. Do something, bro. Dial up some kind of blitz, some kind of packages, because we gonna need to get some pressure.
Sam Howell ain't that good of a runner, though. Is he that good of a runner?
He decent.
Decent, yeah.
He ain't no blazer, but you know what I'm saying? He pretty much like Buddy from last week, about the same kind of speed. Like, he can move. You know what I'm saying?
He'll get the first down.
Yeah.
I didn't see that quarterback. That quarterback from Notre Dame, did he do anything? He threw a little touchdown. He didn't really do anything.
Nah, he didn't have to do too much.
They ain't got no skill players. Like, if they don't run the ball, they just fizzle out. Janito Brooks says 303 running backs. Yeah, with Travis. 3 running back Travis, yeah.
If you zone him, different things like that. If you zone blitz him, there are times where he'll lock in still on one receiver, and you can play some games with him and maybe get him to turn the ball over. That's your best shot. But the problem is you're going to have to stop the run first. And I think with Florida State's secondary, single cover those receivers, be willing to give them a couple deep shots and maybe be willing to give them a few plays downfield, and they're going to get a few of those. But you just can't let them run the way they have, and they're going to have to commit to that. And Florida State's been so bad fitting against the run that's the real concern.
Jason, so to piggyback off that, first of all, man, I don't even remember. We both wrote for Noel Digest at the same time around that 2009-2010 season. I don't know if you remember me or not.
Well,
You're big time now. You're big time now.
So are you. I mean, look at the company you're surrounded with here.
Oh, Freddie makes us look good. He carries the ball. I was going to say, running that same counter that Notre Dame likes to run, that Burn does, that scares the hell out of me.
They run the counter too.
I'm more worried about North Carolina's running attack than their passing attack. Because our passing attack, while we give up a lot of short passes, they've been really good against explosive plays. They've not given up a lot of long plays. Obviously, last week you could say Asante Samuel, that was OPI or not. That's just a good football play, but he was still in position. But man, that running attack scares the hell out of me. talk to me about Florida State, not the defensive line, but our linebackers, because they're going to RPO us to death. And you need good linebackers for that. How much should we be concerned?
Oh, yeah, RPO,
We have to talk about the Florida State linebackers.
Unfortunately, we have to.
I really should have brought something for my stomach here. They've been bad, man. And the problem is, at this point, they've tried just about every personnel combination they've got at linebacker, trying to figure out, like, can we plug this guy in at Mike and this guy at Will? Can we just, let's go with the youth, this guy at Mike and this guy, and nothing is working. And at least Amari at the stud position has stabilized that. He's a really good player and he's been reliable there. But those two interior backers, I mean, I broke down for my Patreon people this week a couple of the long plays Notre Dame had, and you're right. One of them was actually counter tray, but it's basically the same as power. It's just a matter of who's blocking edge versus lead. They ran counter tray, and the fits against that, it was a perfect defensive call. I mean, it was literally if you drew it up, my guess is that they knew situationally Notre Dame likes to run counter tray out of this formation in this situation, and they had the perfect call. And both linebackers are essentially in the wrong gap. So you had London go too wide. His job is to take on the puller and box it, and he goes about 2 yards too wide, which opens up a nice seam. And then 32 Dix winds up in all the trash and never even finds his way to his proper gap. And then you're looking at 60 yards later, I think that was a 48-yarder or 44-yarder. That's a touchdown. And then the other one was a split zone where it was similar problems. You didn't take on the puller correctly. It was an H-back puller, and the backer overran it. And then you had Marvin Wilson on skates about 6 yards outside of where he was supposed to be. And you're looking at this. And then I broke down 2 plays that North Carolina had, long runs, and they're the same concepts. It's split zone and counter. You go, oh man, this could be ugly. And again, if you don't have backers that can actually identify the gap and trigger downhill and meet a guy in the gap instead of, first of all, being late to identify. And that's I think some of that is a factor of being in a new system and guys just still thinking on their feet. They don't know where they're supposed to be. But the other problem is you got guys running around blocks and just not playing physical, and that's the part that
not physical, right?
When I've coached, I'll tell guys, like, if you don't know who you're supposed to block, at least hit somebody. If you don't know who you're supposed to tackle, you're not in the right gap. At least be in the wrong place physically.
They ain't even touching
right. Be physical. Be wrong physical. And Florida State's backers have not been that so far this year, and that's been a problem. And you combine that with some of the issues up front in terms of the defensive line not living up to what it should be. And it's a real concern because Carolina, what they're going to do in their running game is they're going to try to isolate those backs against those backers. They want that one-on-one matchup against the backers and against the safeties. And they think that their backs are going to win. If you get, Lars Woodby coming down from the Buck safety one-on-one, they feel like their backs are going to win in that matchup. And that's all they're trying to set up in their scheme.
So, Jason, obviously you played wide receiver at Florida State, so you've been in these meeting rooms. Coming into the season, obviously no media could go watch practice, so we had to go on what everybody was hearing from sources. And none of us are claiming sources on this podcast, but we read them all. We thought our defensive line was going to be top 10 in the country.
We did.
What, in your opinion, what is wrong with this defensive line? And more specifically, not to call the guy out, but Marvin Wilson could have been potentially a first-round draft pick last year, and he's just not doing himself any favors. He's still at 7 games, so you still have a chance, Marvin, to kind of get there. But what's going on with this defense line is, obviously you're pretty involved with Florida State. The Twitter, FSU Twitter, it's a big deal. Half people are blaming coaches, half the people are blaming players. I think it's somewhere in between. Again, you've been in these meeting rooms. You still coach football. You know North Carolina. You know Florida State. What are your opinion on that, man? Because that's a cause for concern heading into this game.
I think it's a combination of factors. I mean, some of it is on the players themselves just for not doing their jobs. I mean, there are times where you can look at what's happening, and I mean, the problem is it's multivariate. It's not like you can boil it down to like it's one thing, right? Because on one play, you look at it and you're like, man, both defensive tackles stood straight up and they're peeking. They're trying to see where the back's going. And the thing about that is when you're doing this, when you're peeking, all of a sudden you're on skates because your job is to play low and play through your gap.
You're playing scared of something. What's wrong, man?
You know, and even if you're two gapping, you're supposed to control your guy and reestablish the line.
That sounds like coaching to me.
And one of the things you got to coach out of guys on the defensive line is trying to peek to figure out where the ball's going and trying to make a play yourself. If you do your job, the play is going to get made. Whether it's you that make it, it's gonna if it's your play to make, you'll make it just by doing your job. And I see a lot of guys that are trying to make plays rather than just doing their job. And some of that comes with also some fundamentals issues that are showing up. I mean, I get the impression that a lot of these guys that they haven't done a whole lot of board drills maybe in a few years, because I see a lot of high pad level, and that's not been Odell's trademark over the years. So I mean, this is not what we're used to seeing from his group, but there's a high pad level and just some technical stuff that I'm seeing. And then you compound that with some of these guys, to my eye, they look fat. They don't look like they came into camp and into the season super in shape. And so that's impacting how quickly they're getting off the ball. That's impacting their ability to carry their weight.
These guys are lazy, man.
And with power. And so it's the physical thing. And then something else that I've identified just over the past couple of years, and I flagged it in one of the videos that I did for today, that I released today, is I see a lot of these guys that, to my eye, they look like they're having trouble bending. So I don't see the power in the hips and the, Freddie, you're post mat drills, but you probably heard Odell scream over the years, "Bend your knees." You probably heard that, right? Over and over and over again. I mean, I can't tell you. I still hear that voice at times, and I see a lot of these guys that are bending at the waist rather than at the hips and in the knees.
He sounds just like him.
I think to be honest, it's showing that this offseason and before, these guys, to my eye, don't look like they adequately trained the bend and flexibility through the lower half that they really need to have. I mean, you look at that, that's true of the ends too. Both Kando and Janarius, to my eye, look really stiff. And when you see them go to bend, you don't see them drop their hips, drop their knees, and really flex through in that athletic position. You see them drop their shoulders first. And they're playing with high hips and low shoulders when they are playing with low pad level. And I think that's true across the board. And that, to me, is reflective of bad strength and conditioning over the past couple of years, where they just didn't get that worked into them as much. And I think that probably is exacerbated by guys not doing enough work, doing the proper things at the proper level of effort over the COVID stuff. So all of that stuff combined, and then you get to, it's the first year under a new staff and they're having to teach these guys and all that. And I suspect that there's been some disconnect there. I mean, you got to, at this point, this far into the season, if guys are in the wrong gaps, that's starting to be that's on you as a coaching staff as well. You've got to make sure that when this guy pulls, this guy knows he's got to scrape over and be in that gap. And if he's not in that gap, that's now on you. There's, you start to get to the place where it's no longer blamable on prior staff or on prior circumstances, and that stuff should start getting cleaned up. If this staff is as good as what they should be, that stuff should start getting cleaned up as the season goes, and you'll see fewer of those mistakes just in terms of technique and not being in the right gap. But that's also.
What you think about what he's saying, Wanda?
I think he's noticing a whole lot of other stuff that I didn't really consider.
Me too. This Jason
he's really, really getting technical into like which player is, not doing what properly, and he's actually hitting a lot of, hitting a lot of points. Like, that's
he good at what he do.
I'm starting to think, man. So all of this strength and conditioning stuff that we heard over the summer, what happened to it?
I know
everybody. You know what I'm saying? It was such a big improvement in the weight room, and they got the stats and like, so how did everybody get fat? and can't bend, you know what I'm saying? Like, were we deceived or something? Like, what's going on?
Man, I don't know.
Been added in to some of the other stuff that I led with. So it's sort of a perfect storm for things not to be for these players not to live up to their potential.
I know we talked about the run being a major issue we're going to have to deal with this game. But one of the things I'm worried about also is when we go into man and these match coverages, are these guys passing off these rub routes like that? We struggle with that. On Notre Dame's first touchdown, you have the man across the board. We got a one-hole player, and Leonard Warner, he clearly has a back, but his back stays in to protect. This is when Leonard's play to stop. They run a curl route with his tight end to block out Warner, a little pick route.
Yeah, it's just
and
a
he doesn't see him. He doesn't see him. And by the time he does see him, this guy's crossing off. He beats Emmett Rice inside, but he's a free player. He's supposed to help Emmett out on that play.
He's supposed to be the rat there, and he's supposed to. And the thing that I was most upset about.
Yeah, we've been saying that, Will. We've been saying that. What's up, Will? What's up, Duval? We said that earlier. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what Coach Fuller do. He hasn't shown me anything, so I don't know.
About when I watched that is if you're coaching that backer and you see mesh, as you see that you've got it, you should recognize it. I mean, that's where you're first looking is you're looking at number twos on each side, and you see them both coming in. You should be thinking mesh,
then if you don't,
especially given that Notre Dame runs the heck out of it. And now what you're trying to figure out is, okay, who do I clock? Because you can, before the ball's in the air, you can put your shoulder right into that guy and knock him down. What you can't do is step forward right into the path of your own guy. If you're going to make a mistake, make it physical.
Yeah,
that's freaking crazy.
It just killed me. I was watching it a bit today, and I'm just looking back. I saw just watching it today. It killed me. And I knew what happened, but you watch the film, you're like, man, there's no way he doesn't see this. And then he sees it later, and look, the easiest touchdown they could have ever got.
Yeah.
All right. If we get in a situation where we have to pass this up, I don't know if our guys can do it. Like, they've shown us that they can't do it. So how do we adjust to that? Like, that's a trick question, really.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is that's another play where if you're
hit it like baby on Tomahawk City
and they're running mesh into a robber or rat look, you feel comfortable there because you feel like your robber or your rat is going to be able to handle anything that's coming into the middle there and take that away, and that you can bully that underneath receiver and you've got a trailer. You're in great position. That's exactly what you're hoping for. So you can't call your way out of this because the right call is not working. So, to me, the question is, you're going to have to at some point find personnel that are going to be able to do it. If that guy's not going to do it, you have to find somebody that's going to. And if it's a young guy that's not doing it just because he's not quite there, maybe you have to just keep losing with the young guy until he gets it.
Right.
Because some of these guys, I mean,
they're done.
I mean, I hate to say it, but Warner's an older guy. He should be able to do that, even in the newer system. I mean, that's fundamentals. I mean, if you're teaching that coverage in high school, you're telling that guy read twos on each side and take a look at where the quarterback is.
They got Taggart fired.
And now you're playing downhill into that underneath receiver.
Almost got Jimbo fired.
At that point, you've got to find other personnel. And, the other thing is maybe you figure out, like you start to, and they've got to analyze
hit the light, people, hit the light.
I don't have enough time to do it, but you start to figure out, okay, here are the two things we've asked this guy to do that he's actually been able to do this year. So when we're going to try to do those things, we're going to try to make sure that guy's on the field for that. And this guy here, well, he sucks at that, but at least he can do this. And you start to try to shuffle personnel. And you can see them starting to do some of that against Notre Dame, trying to shuffle personnel based on situation and all that, trying not to put guys in bad positions. But it's a catch-22. I mean, if you don't have players that can execute basic stuff, you can't coach around that. You have to coach it into them in practice until they can do it. And, that's where Marv has to earn his money. And I think he's a really dang good coach. He's going to have to earn his money getting these linebackers to figure out how to handle this stuff and how to recognize it quickly.
Moving back over to the offensive side of the ball, we obviously expect the defense to struggle, and and not have a ton of success, right? We can knock on wood and just pray that things just obviously flip a switch. But can the offense? How successful can the offense be without Terry? Like, how successful can Florida State's offense be against?
I tell y'all this, my opinion.
Kind of turn into a shootout type game.
I'll get yours after this. But my opinion is, beginning of the season, I was like, man, we need Tamorrion Terry. We need him. Now I'm like, we don't need Tamorrion Terry. Not with this offense. The way this team's set up and the identity of the offense, we don't need Terry like that. I really think we don't. Our running game is a strength. Yeah, we ain't got no choice but to blitz, right, Nash? What do you want? You got something to say on that one, Dub? You want to add something on that? What do you think?
Yeah, man. I feel like we really don't need him. It would be nice to have him, but I feel it's time to let other cats get some experience. Like Keyshawn Hilton is a real good receiver. And with Terry out there, he doesn't get enough attention. Cam McDonald definitely doesn't get enough attention. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we could actually use the rest of the weapons that we have and we'll be just fine. I feel it's better that way because it's more unpredictable. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just key on one receiver. You know what I'm saying? If you know you got a few weapons, at least 2 or 3, maybe more, you know what I'm saying, that you can get the balls to in different situations. Like it's harder to plan for that than just, okay, let's get number 5. You know what I'm saying?
I really feel we need to try something different. I hear you.
Like it even opens up the play calling for a play caller because you're not so enamored with let's keep Terry happy. You know what I'm saying? Now you can just freely call the game how you feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I really feel, man. Yeah, running game and pokey, right? What? Panama says I might be wrong, but I think Fuller's playing off the linebackers instead of the defensive line. We need more movement up front by Wilson and defensive line. We need everything from Wilson. Running game and pokey. Yeah, our running game is who we are. Quarterback, RPO, pokey, Helton, and the tight end.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's emerging. So
keep giving the Todd Philly the ball. Keep giving LaDamian Webb the ball. I like LaDamian Webb, man.
Me too.
Like he runs mad. And
yeah,
I like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't tiptoe. He brings that thunder every time. Like, and that's the kind of fire and energy that we need.
What's up, Pharrell? Pharrell in the building. What's happening, baby? We still no blood raw over here. They coming in. Hit that like, people. Hit that like. We got a little some more information for you. We just do a little UNC preview and talk. We need to get out this 4-2-5 ASAP. Yeah, I'd rather have our linebacker so bad though. I'd rather just go 5-2-4. I don't blitz. I don't know, man. I'd rather have 5 on the line. That's our weakness. We ain't get no pressure. We got to get pressure, man. I don't know why Fuller just don't go bang or bust. Why don't we play bang or bust? What we gonna lose? Just go bang or bust. Force them to go fast.
We give up enough big plays anyway.
Damn. Yeah, Allen Boy said Weber Bulldog. He with you.
Yeah, man.
What do you expect, out of that side of the ball, maybe in a best case scenario, a shootout type game that we probably will need to get into to try and win?
So best case scenario means that the quarterback's hand is in good enough shape that he's able to throw with some accuracy. That's part of it. I'm not sure we're going to see enough of that, but we'll just operate under best case scenario. Best case scenario is that Norvell comes in and basically spread options them to death and tries to take advantage of that defensive front.
We need to go option. You know what the thing I want to see more of? I want to see option runs. I want to see less designed quarterback runs. We did way too many. We're gonna get them hurt. I feel if we had Chuba fully healthy behind him, you can run Jordan Travis all you want. I wouldn't care. But we only got one Jordan Travis Chuba's not healthy. So I say cut those down and just give him RPOs, the pass option. But I want to see more option runs with him and Toa Philly. I feel we ain't doing enough of that. It should be option runs, Jordan Travis, Toa Philly. At least call about 3-4 times, man. See what happens. Toa Philly is a talent, man.
I feel we should do that. And we should do that double back set that they did one time where it was Toa Philly and Well back there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's real hard to read that. Like, you can run the opposite either way. You feel me? Like, it's just it's just a lot of weapons to play with, man. We just got to get them boys a chance to get out there.
I just don't get how the linebackers can't hit nobody. They look scared. They look scared to hit, man. It's weird. And they trigger it slow. They don't know what the hell they're supposed to be doing. They just move like they look slow. Slants and twists by defensive line instead of having them reading and reacting and taking on blocks. Yeah, there's no exotic packages. There's nothing. You don't see no kind of nothing from the defense. That's what's troubling. Like, it's boring to them. It's like nothing exotic or nothing. I don't know.
Who is the leader on the defense?
They don't have nobody. I guess it would be it ain't Marvin, so I guess it would be maybe Asante. I don't know, man. He's played the best out of anybody on the field. He's got like 3 or 4 interceptions.
He done made him some money already.
Yeah, he looking good.
Because everywhere that ball is, he pop up. He's starting to be just like his dad.
Yeah. They said he would. Dion loved him. Dion loved him out of high school. He raved all about Asante. He said he loved his mechanics, his footwork. He loved all that. His hip, all that.
With basically counter read, zone read.
Miami was trying to get him. We had a fight with Miami Hurricanes.
Run game variety
to get him.
that he has in his offense. And I actually this summer talked to Jay Bateman, interestingly.
Miami kept begging him, man.
For North Carolina, who I think is a really good coach. I talked to him about his past, and he's coached against Norvell in the past. And the first thing he said was, "Oh man, Norvell, he's really good at finding ways to run the football. Like, no matter the personnel, whatever, he will find a way to be creative and find rushing yards. That's what he's really good at. He's hard to defend.
Wait till
because
how much dangerous you think Norvell gonna be?
Their front and their backs to be able to
how much dangerous you think he gonna be with some big ass linemen, like some actually good offensive line and big tackles? How good you think he gonna be good running that ball in? Norvell gonna be scary. He gonna have Florida State. He gonna have us back winning again. I really believe that. Yeah. If he can run the ball with this, imagine what he gonna do with blue chips like across that line. Rod Orr and the other guy, whoever they get. And plus, then he gonna have his fullbacks, his walk-ons, however he do. He gonna have them in place too.
Mm-hmm.
Offense gonna be good, man. I'm not worried about us putting points up in the future. It's that damn defense. Fuller, I don't know if Fuller's the guy. We gonna see. I told you, I'm gonna give Fuller about 3 more games. If I don't see an improvement in this defense after this North Carolina, and then 2 more games, I don't think he's that. I don't think he's the guy. This is you can't get worse. We worse from game 1.
So that's Bateman telling you what Norvell does best, and that's what the Florida State offense does best right now. And with Travis, they're going to have to find ways
to be creative,
to chip away, and get into space with
keep the offense off the field too.
With the backs. You're going to want to go 2 backs a bunch in this game, and try to find ways to take advantage of some of the softness up front. That's really all they've got now. I think they've got a couple receivers who can help compensate for the lack of Terry. I mean, Terry is obviously their best deep threat, but they've got some guys that can hurt you downfield.
Right.
I mean, Warren Thompson's actually capable of doing it. It's just a matter of whether he catches it when you get it to him. Jordan.
We got the guys. Jordan Young. That's who I said too. Yep.
Is quite good downfield as well.
Yep. Very good.
Run. I'm talking about.
He's a track star,
and we haven't. Fans haven't seen him really run the way that he can. So they've got
guys
that can play. what they're going to have to do is find a way, like I said earlier, on top of all that focus on making sure that they run and possess the ball and take advantage of the softness up front, they're going to have to find a way to scheme the right matchup. And ideally, you get a matchup against one of the safeties with one of the guys that you really want. So that's Don Chapman. You got number 2 is one of them, and the other one, what's his name? Name's failing me, but he was a transfer from Auburn. The other safety, if you can get a matchup on their safeties, any safety but 4 is a good cover player. Either of the other 2 safeties, if you can get a single coverage matchup on them, you can beat them deep. And so that's really where you can try to get a little half roll off of action or whatever and get the right slot matchup against a safety. That's where you can cause some problems for the North Carolina defense. And I expect to see Norvell do some of that with this is a game maybe for some post for some deep over, where you got the cross country route, or he'll run. One of his favorite concepts is he'll run post from one side of the field and an over on the other side, kind of put the safeties in a bind. And this is a game where I think that's a good concept.
Their safeties are bad
on North Carolina, given what they've got in the deep middle.
North Carolina's defense is god awful, man. I don't know how the hell, because they 3-0, they ranked number 5. Their defense is god awful. So they're worse. They're actually worse than the defense we played Notre Dame. So we should have a clear advantage on their offense. Fuller don't even have to have the defense don't even have to have to win this game. I feel our defense can play a D+. Just have a passing grade, and we should be able to win this game. Even with a D+ defense, can we at least get a D defense? D for defense. Can we get a D grade at least? That means like having like a stop, having a couple, have a 3 and out here and there in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then hold them to a couple, hold them, go to the red zone, hold them to a field goal about 2-3 times. You can still give up a lot of yards. That's a D grade right there. You can win with that, especially with their defense. I have a feeling their defense, from what he's saying with the up front and the tackles and all, their defense might be just as bad as ours, if not worse. They're missing their top. Like we have Asante. That would be like us missing Asante. They're already missing their best corner. I don't know if they're missing them or he has a leg injury that he's like really bad. He's coming back from. I think that's what he said. Their safeties. Oh my God. I can just look at the tape of last week against Virginia, like we watched earlier. Their safeties are horrible.
Yeah.
They got 2 good linebackers. But that on that defense, that's it. 2 good linebackers. Bruh. I mean, we can get this upset, man. Like, God dang, we just gotta want it.
And that's really where you're going to want to attack that defense.
So Jason, we
gotta attack. We gotta
score.
We score points, man. Score points.
I was a little aggressive, right? I said when Tamorrion Terry, when I heard the news he was out,
no field goal.
My score prediction changed by about 10 points.
Really?
I think offensively, what he can do, potentially a long touchdown or a big play to flip the field.
Tamorrion Terry dropped about 2 touchdowns game 1. I don't know what he ain't been around. And his last game was his best game. He scored 1 touchdown on the fly route, right? He dropped 1 touchdown, caught 1. I don't get the big deal, man. I really don't. I mean, even his underneath catches look kind of bad. I mean, how can you be that fast? I don't know if the ball got there late or what, but I'll be looking at stuff like that. He'll turn around, catch the ball, the cornerback's all over his back. I'm like, you should be coming forward to the ball. It should be a cushion. You should be able to catch that and be able to turn around and put a play, make the cornerback miss you, try to get a big play. So is his route running lacking? I don't know. He ain't been too scary.
Defensively, that you defend Florida State defense, or you defend the Florida State offense differently without number 5 on the field. So I put my score by about 10 points. Am I extremely overvaluing the value of Tamorrion Terry?
Yeah.
Because TJ said I was.
You are.
I don't know where I'm at right now. I think that's a huge deal. What do you think point-wise, what do you think it makes for the score differential at the end?
I don't think it's a big deal.
I think you're overvaluing him. I would say actually about a 3-point difference.
Thank you.
Would be about where I would put it.
Yeah, I agree.
Now the thing is, that's on average, right? So in a given game, he might be worth 14.
True.
Because you might get the Terry that we've seen in some games where he just absolutely runs by people. We haven't seen that Terry.
We haven't seen it though.
He's been dinged up all year.
Right.
And
he wouldn't do it. Yeah,
game,
exactly. He wouldn't do it. If he played this game, he wouldn't do it anyway. He's lippy. He wouldn't do it anyway.
Yeah.
He can't.
I died that morning. So I mean, he's had a rough time off the field as well as on. I mean, he was close, from what I understand, with her. So, this is one of those things where you never want to rip a guy just because he's not playing up to expectations, because there's other stuff. And,
right.
He's been dinged up. He's played through injury, and then he's had some other things that he's had to deal with.
Well, he should be. My thing is this.
Tamorrion Terry.
FSU fans are tired of hearing the excuses. Like, I know I am. His grandma and all that stuff. Yeah, but at the same time, maybe he shouldn't be playing. We got like jobs on the line and booster money, and like maybe he should be playing if his mind's not fully in the game.
Yeah.
And that would have gave, by this time, we would have had somebody else fully ready to go. But now that put us at a kind of a hurt spot. Because Sean Helton is a deep threat. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
At his best this year. We've seen, what he did last week against Notre Dame was like 70% Tamorrion Terry.
Yeah, it was all right.
Now that's
I thought,
still.
and to say, Jason, like,
he's
I thought that was his best game in Florida State, man. 9 targets,
really?
9 catches, 146 yards. But like you said, we know he was not 100%. So imagine 100% Tamorrion Terry.
Man, no,
but the thing is, he was going to be.
I'm not buying that. No, I haven't seen a complete game from Terry, like, I think, ever. The Notre Dame game, he dropped the touchdown. So I'm not giving that.
No. 70%. And I think Carolina's main cover guy that they were going to put on him is a little better than Notre Dame's. So,
so there you go.
That's the question is, can you get close to 70% Terry with some combination of some of the other guys?
You should be able to.
I don't think they have anybody that's quite that good, but I do think that they can get 50% Terry. Something like that by cobbling together some of these guys.
50? I think most teams would
take that.
Yeah,
I think you'll get more than 50.
I think you put a combination of Pokey and Jordan and
Warren
some of these guys out there.
He always say Warren Thompson.
Fortier is an interesting guy
48.
because of his ability to make some plays down the field, contested catch type stuff. He just doesn't have Terry's long speed. Not many people that size do.
Doesn't matter.
Ultimately, I think they can find ways to create some problems. And then there's also the game theory question of North Carolina is going to defend them differently, which means you might actually have some more shot opportunities for some of these guys. So
Carolina is not
maybe
good.
A little bit less there in the running game because Terry's not there, but paradoxically, there may actually be a few more opportunities in the deep passing game because he's not there, and they might defend him a little differently. So,
this is so it's basically a 3-team championship run. It looks like it's Georgia, Bama, and Clemson, don't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
If you look at the number 4 team, Notre Dame, they don't have a chance in hell. They don't have an ice cube chance in hell of beating those 3. And then you look at number 5, North Carolina, with a defense as bad as ours. So it has to be Georgia, Bama, and Clemson. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Is on average about what I'd expect given 70% Terry. If we're talking about 100% Terry, then you might be right. But we haven't seen that.
Nah. Yeah.
Flipping over to another conference. Probably the game of the year this year is Bama, Georgia. What are your quick thoughts on that? And then we've got an over-under game we'll play and get you out of here.
Is Ditka full size?
Bama. I got Bama.
Saban's not coaching in this one, so that'll be interesting. Same deal.
Oh, there you go, one.
I do wonder how much
Oh, so that's what it was about.
Yeah,
They try to get some rate. It's a ratings game. They try to get some ratings. Nick Saban ain't coaching. Man, that's a ratings. That's a scam. These guys, man, Georgia ain't got it. They're using this COVID as a money-making scheme. That's why these billionaires getting richer. They just moving and postponing games to a day where and putting all this intrigue on the game. Just like they did with Miami and Florida State. They're doing this on purpose, man. It's so all of a sudden Nick Saban catches. Come on, people. Like, really? Before the biggest game of the year, like this is the big money getter here. It's basically a playoff game. It's a playoff game during the season.
And he's asymptomatic as well.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Oh, you say Georgia ain't got a chance either? You think Bama gonna wax their ass?
Really? Y'all
That's
think we're gonna do it without Nick Saban?
I think
Steve Sarkisian gonna be the interim for that game.
I just don't trust Georgia. That's why I'm picking Bama. I don't trust them. They'll find a way to screw it up. They'll be up by 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter and still lose the game. They just will find a way. I don't get it. They'll find a way to mess it up. They without their quarterback. I think they only like a second and third string quarterback that game. I think Alabama gonna get them. I just don't trust Georgia. I haven't even done no research. The odds.
Yeah.
I just don't trust. I don't trust Georgia. They need to go deep first play. Right, because they would be keen on Jordan Travis. Right. I'm gonna let this play. I'm gonna be looking up, see what the odds is for Bama and Georgia.
I think this might be the first game in 5 years that Alabama hasn't been the more talented roster.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. Georgia do have a talent, but still,
that says a lot.
Nah,
it might be longer than that.
No,
I mean,
no, because Georgia had a better roster, running backs and everything. That game they was up by 3 touchdowns in the fourth. They threw that bomb at the end to beat them. I think it was 2. Yeah, and they had a better running backs. They got NFL running backs. Like to this day, I think that one's still playing for the Patriots. They had some great ass running backs. 2 of them. Defense was just as good. The roster was better than everything. They still lost. So I don't trust them.
The only teams that have been close. I mean, I think you could argue for Clemson's starters in the team that beat Alabama a couple of years ago with Trevor Lawrence at quarterback. That overall, the starters there were.
So Alabama's favored by 5 points. They still favored. What's the game at? Georgia got the better roster, but Alabama's still favored. See? I always go for Georgia.
Yeah.
I always go for them. I just go against Saban. So it's number 2 versus number 3, the biggest game of the regular season, and Nick Saban all of a sudden catches COVID. Just like Florida State's biggest game of the season against Miami. Norvell catches COVID. Bro, y'all don't see the connections here.
Both asymptomatic.
How can you not see this game, this money grab they doing? Where's it at? Where's the game at? Is it in Alabama or Georgia? Where's the game at? I can't find it.
I don't know.
Alabama. I don't know where the game is. Let me see. Is it in Tuscaloosa? Anybody know if it's in Georgia or Tuscaloosa? Okay, so Alabama. Okay, so it's in Tuscaloosa. Okay. Yeah, I got Bama by 5. I agree with that.
We're better when you factor in where
I'll take Bama by 10.
On the defense.
I'll take Bama by damn near 10. I hope Georgia win, but I want better.
Overall, still had a stronger roster. So
I hope Georgia win.
That's an interesting thing. The question is, will Kirby let his guys take the governor off offensively enough to
Kirby
basically challenge the Alabama defense the way
I don't like Kirby as a coach?
Will they basically trust that quarterback? to beat Alabama the way that he needs to.
I think he's all right. Like,
that's the real question.
But
for me,
he's from the saving tree.
Across the line of scrimmage, both
teams. From the saving tree.
I think actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want no coach from the saving tree. Saban owns them. I don't think Saban ever lost to one of his coaches from the coaching tree. I don't think ever. No, he loses Dabo, but he don't lose it like his coaching tree people because he knows them. He taught them everything they know. I don't want no Saban tree coaches from his tree.
Georgia, if you look at the line of scrimmage, is a little stronger than Alabama this year on both sides.
Yeah.
That offensive line for Georgia is probably the top 2 or 3 in the country. And they've been schooled by who I think is the best offensive line coach in the country the past few years. Now, he's not there this year, but all those guys got schooled by him the last 3 years with Sam Pittman. And so they're really good up front. They've got really good backs. So I think this is going to be, I think you're right. It's probably the game of the year. It's going to be one that I will want to watch just to hear the pads pop because those teams are going to be physical.
Yeah, whatever.
But I think I might actually favor Georgia in this game. And
I don't. You don't want to?
I think Alabama's got the better quarterback. But I think across the board, Georgia has the one defense that I've watched this year where I watch and I'm like, dang.
Okay.
They've got players who are like NFL, like legit early round NFL players at every level.
Okay. They always do those.
Even with Bama, the best corner in the game, the 2 best corners in this game are probably playing for Clemson. Or I'm sorry, for Georgia.
For who?
The 2 best corners in this game are playing for Georgia.
Okay.
Arguably the 2 best defensive linemen in this game playing for Georgia.
And it's still going to lose the game.
Go down the list, and I think I'm going to favor Georgia. I'll go Georgia by say 3 points, something like.
God, I can't do it. I can't.
I'll go 31, 30. I'll go 31-30. Georgia, just go by a point because I think it's close.
I can't pick.
But I'm going to go Georgia to win it.
It's a perfect transition because I picked Georgia outright before we had you on the show.
I can't do it.
I think Georgia's the best team in the country. Who was it? Freddie that joined me in picking Georgia.
Yeah, I like Georgia this game.
Yeah, so me and Freddie were the only two to pick Georgia. Okay. TJ and Harlan are.
I'm still not gonna get my hopes up,
man. I think
I picked Georgia to cover, Mr.
I still ain't getting my hopes up.
You made it sound like Bama's like they got this.
I still ain't get my hopes up.
Own it, TJ.
But I didn't say that.
You pick both sides of the spread every chance.
I ain't drinking that
Kool-Aid. Not this one. No, I just took Georgia to cover. I mean, I just said.
I got tricked.
But this is not an Alabama-Georgia podcast. And while we have Doc Staples on here.
And we're going to end it after this.
Jason, we do it over-under every week.
It's about over.
Recap last week real quick. And then you'll be our guest picker this week.
You're doing picks.
We pick 5 stats from the game. And, I make under. It was at 201. I'm going to be sneaky and take the under just because I need to make up some points here. All right. North Carolina, this is a tough one. I'll go first since I went last on this one. 225.5 rushing yards. This is tough because if they wanted to, they could, in my opinion. You do have Sam Howell, so then maybe they want to get him going a little bit. I'm going to take the under reluctantly.
Defense, man. Freddie, show up.
Over? All right, Doc Staples, where we at?
He ain't gonna pick no.
So is this for a half or for the whole game?
For the whole game, and I'm that guy. I'm not counting sack yards, so it's just true rushing yards.
Yeah, I'm going with the over all day on this.
All right, TJ,
over.
Oh God.
All right, next one. I think this one will probably generate the most conversation on our.
They said they're gonna have over 200 yards
for anybody who listens to this. But I don't know if you guys noticed, Chubba Purdy's mom and his sister both tweeted out that they're on their way to Tallahassee. I know it's parents' weekend, so that may mean nothing. But Chubba Purdy, 0.5 snaps from center.
No, I hope he go in. That'd be cool if he can go in the game. Is he playing?
I got under.
Oh.
All right. Okay. Freddie.
Okay, he ain't playing. He gonna be
before
playing
I go to Doc, because I feel like it's cheating if I go to him. I'm going to take the over. I think he sees a snap. Jason Staples, where you at, man? Does Chubba see any snaps at all?
I think he might see a snap, so I'm going to go with the over.
Okay.
All right. I got expert agreeing with me. That feels good.
Man, Chubba going to be good.
Next one. This is going to be tough because I don't even know why I said it this, but I think it's a good number. And we'll
I
go to
feel
Jason since he
Chuba
was last
would
on
have
the last
played.
one.
I
North
really do
Carolina.
feel if Chuba would have played from game one, I feel we have at least two. Who do we play? Notre Dame. Notre Dame, we might have still lost. We would have definitely won game one.
Oh yeah.
We would have won game two. So we would have won if we would have had Chuba, we would be 2-2 or 3-1. 2-2 or 3-1 if we would have had Chuba from the jump. And I feel like our recruiting class wouldn't be bad as it is right now. They wouldn't have been decommit. They would have seen Chuba, see what he got. I really feel it. Damn. I think Chuba was going to start game one. I really feel that. That's why he didn't announce James until that injury.
Plays of 20 or more yards from scrimmage at 5.5. I know this. It's an explosive offense, Jason. Will they get 6 or more?
I'll say over.
All right. I'm also taking the over, and that's more on Florida State's defense because it. I want to believe,
I hate
but I gotta
that
see
too.
it first. Freddie,
I hate that too.
After what we showed last week, it's gonna be tough. We might have 10 may have been still a good one. Like,
even Freddie ain't got no hope.
Yeah, they're gonna have to show that before I believe in
Freddie done gave up
defense again.
That's fair. That's fair, man.
They gotta
TJ,
show me
are you
too. I don't believe in
gonna
nothing that defense.
quadruple here? Are you gonna?
They gotta show me.
I'm trying to look real quick, and I'm almost done. So
They don't even look like they even want to hit
so
nobody.
Notre
out there.
Dame. From what I could have miscounted.
Oh,
on
Jordan
this, but
Travis.
I
Yeah,
miscounted
Jordan Travis would
twice.
have had us 2-2.
Notre Dame
Yeah.
had
Yeah, I
4
agree.
of them, right?
But he wasn't
for
started.
like 10 and 15
But he
and
wasn't in
17.
line.
Notre Dame only had 4.
But he wasn't in line to start game one. It was Chuba. It was James Blackman, and Chuba was right. It was for that racing for that top spot. It was between Blackman and Chuba. So Jordan wouldn't have had no chance anyway. But yeah, even with Chuba, we would have been. But see, but I guess Norvell didn't have his package, his plays for Jordan Travis. He didn't know what Jordan Travis' strength or nothing. He only had like a month to know the roster. He didn't know what he had.
4. So I'm going to take the under.
All right. So we do have a little contrarian going on.
There we go.
All right. So the next one. So the longest, not longest play, but the longest pass play from scrimmage for Florida State, 34.5 yards. TJ, no Tamorrion Terry. That's got to be huge.
Over.
All right. Freddie, where you at, man?
Yeah, I'll take over with this.
All right. Doc Staples.
The defense is awful.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the over
Their
just because I
defense.
think Travis has been better throwing deep down the field than he has on other.
That'd be
stuff.
nice to
He's
ruin
been-
North
he's been
Carolina's
pass
year.
completions, especially given
Now we playing the spoilers. This would be nice to ruin their year. That'd be something. It's a ranked team, right? This would be good. This would be a good win for us. It'll spoil their season too.
some of the stuff that they've had with their safeties. A couple of them are probably going to be on the deeper side. It's the bigger question is, can he consistently, can he actually get his completion percentage up on the other stuff?
Yeah.
But I think they'll hit a big play or two.
I think my worry here is that they'll see like a 3rd and 14 go for like a 40-yard pass on the screen, right? I think my second biggest worry, I don't know how healthy Jordan Travis can be. That it's only one play and it's a catch and run, but I'm going to take the under just because, again, we're trying to pick up points on the season. This is a game. It's just chess, not checkers, guys. I'm trying to look at the whole big picture here. So I'll take the under, although I do think you guys are probably right. And we'll go right
about
into
Travis' health, by the way, is one of the reasons why I picked the possibility. I'm siding with the possibility of Purdy playing at least one snap.
I agree. No, I feel the same way. I know his hand, and I know he came out and said he's 100%.
Fitty Cuts in the building.
He ran the ball 19 times last week. And he's going to be tested to run the ball.
I've been watching some of your stuff, man.
Any chance to win this game. So I think that, man.
I've been watching some of your stuff, Fitty Cuts. I like your energy, man. I love it.
Man. You better keep me rolling.
I love it.
It's tough. I think he's going to come out for at least
passion.
one play, maybe one series. You're not going to throw Blackman or Rodemaker out there if Purdy is ready to go. That's why I threw that line out there, and that's why I took the over, because I do think Purdy gets one snap. And I saw, let's be honest, he's got a really attractive mom and sister. I saw it.
Who had Purdy?
My wife won't be mad at me because she
he do. I saw that. I did the same thing. He's fine. His sister is fine. Yeah. Good. Yeah, they fine. Yeah, I remember that. I looked it up one day. I was like, on the live. I was like, oh,
with Purdy.
Yeah, they good looking.
There.
Good looking family there.
We'll go right into there from our score predictions. So I think we should go straight with our guest, Jason Staples. Man, what's the final score going to look like?
Florida State.
Back and forth on this a bunch because
by 7.
The question is, how much do I trust?
We need a win.
I think Carolina's going to score a lot of points in this game.
Oh, damn it!
I've already said that. I've already indicated Florida State's got a hard time stopping the running game.
But what about us scoring points, though? That's the thing. Score fast.
The question is, how much can?
I feel we can score, man.
I feel we can score enough points.
Like I said, I really respect that defensive coordinator. So I think he'll have some things.
Man, North Carolina defense
I'm
is
go with a higher scoring game. I think this is one of those games where you take the over. I think the over was what about?
He ain't gonna pick Florida State
3.5, and
for sure.
He ain't gonna pick us to win.
Over a real threat to win. To go with the over. I'm gonna go with North Carolina 45. Florida State 31.
Yeah.
That was TJ's or Freddie. Freddie, is that what you picked?
Freddie lost.
Yeah, we picked us earlier in our group chat. I think that's a pretty next score.
A lot of Florida State fans done lost faith in this team, man.
Elaborate on
you can tell.
Obviously, I think you had the same score, but tell us.
I still think we can get better, man.
I think we going to get some things going, but looking at UNC, we won't really be able to slow them down much in this running game. Like Jason was saying, our run fits and our discipline is horrible. Guys are.
This should motivate us. Look at how the fans talk about this team, man. That's making me motivated. That's motivating me right now. Like, damn, don't these people don't they have any balls? Somebody tell me I can't do something. I'm gonna run through a brick wall to make sure I do it then. Like, god dang, man. Like, what's the motivation in this team? Everybody done lost the fan base done said this team. He basically has called the whole defense this whole show like a bunch of cupcakes, man. Y'all say y'all soft. And they still they still don't show up. I don't get it. Damn. This should motivate them.
Overrunning plays. They're running counters and guys are running backside. It's a simple counter play. It's not like they're running double reverses. I'm not understanding where guys are looking. So if that's what UNC is running and we struggled with it last week with Notre Dame, I'm worried about it. So I think they pull away from us later.
They just trying to please the outsiders. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I just don't think our offense is enough to keep up. I like 41-31.
So it's very rare that I'm the pessimist of this group because I picked us to beat Miami.
You did.
Dumbass move on my part. So Freddie's laughing when he picked us too. At the same time,
it's really hard to pick Miami on anything, man.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. But man, so heading on Monday of this week, I was thinking something like 41-33-ish. I'm probably overvaluing Tamorrion Terry too much, but I think he makes that big of a difference. I'm going North Carolina 45, Florida State 24.
I'm not worried. I'm not thinking about Terry.
I think we have more 3 and outs because we don't have him, and we have less touchdown opportunities because he's not either opening the field up or breaking it wide open himself at this point. We all have North Carolina winning. I hope you guys are much closer on your final score predictions because that'll make it better for all of us, right? Because we all have a podcast. Jason, you have the Unconquered.
Thanks,
podcast.
Will.
We all have our shows.
Thanks, Will.
I'm looking forward to it, though. I would not be surprised if 5 minutes before kickoff.
I'll play their chant a bit. It's about over.
And had a few IPAs. I'm like, you know what? I think we're going to win this game. But my official prediction: 45-24 North Carolina.
Oh God, that's a blowout.
Jason Staples, thank you so much for hanging out with the shout out your podcast. Shout out where people can follow you, where they can find you.
They're not happy, man.
And thanks for hanging out.
Damn, this fan places. This Florida State
places at the Unconquered podcast.
They ain't got no hope no more, man.
They ain't got no hope. Like I'm a perpetual optimist, right? I can find positive in anything. It's just like, damn, dude, we can still get better. It's room for improvement. Like our offense done got really good. Defense just needs a few stops. What if North Carolina's defense is just putrid? And what if
their defense is not good at all?
no? And then what if the depth, what if some injuries start happening? Because they already ain't got no depth. What if injuries start happening on the day? You don't know on the day, man.
For real, man. We can get some turnovers.
Right. You don't know. I'm just not that bleak. I don't look at life like that. It's like it's like a bleak outlook. FSU 37. Yeah, right. I wouldn't take that score. That's mean our defense is like playing like C.
27.
I say
I'm
Carolina.
thinking, man, we can pull it out like 38, 35, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something real close. And we
Something
get them
like
at the end. Because, like, we can score with them cats, bro. It's not like they some kind of all-world team or nothing like that.
Yeah, let me play this for Will. Thanks for donating. Will always donating. Thanks for that, Will.
Chop it up.
Chop it up, baby. Turn all right, hold on.
Lining mode.
Thanks, Will. We about to go soon anyway. I'll take a few more comments. I gotta go to work. We're about to lift up this martial law, supposedly. Let's go. No blood raw. All right. Thanks, Will. Let's look at these last few comments. Defense needs a mean-ass coach like Mickey. Yeah, you done with Fuller. Just pressure Sam Howell the whole game. Yeah, what if Sam Howell get hurt? That changed everything on the game too, don't it? So we'll see. I know this last game, Miami and Clemson, I noticed that the commentators were laughing at Miami. It was one play where ETN broke. I can't stand this dude. All he do is troll the Florida team. It's that black dude on ESPN. I forgot he's a wide receiver for somebody back in the day. I can't stand him. He always trolling us. Hey, but he was laughing at my who?
Desmond Howard.
No, not him. It's another one. Older, ugly ass dude. Older dude. I can't. He always trolling us. He's like, isn't that so Florida State? Isn't that so Florida State? Like when we lost to Miami or something. And then, but he's like, he was laughing when ETN broke around the sideline. He's like, Clemson still owns the ACC. Like he just hates the Florida teams, man. It's obvious. It's obvious. Even Deion said you can't be soft ass coach. Yeah, Deion gonna have them looking better than us. We can keep screwing around. We're gonna be losing recruits to the goddamn whatever school he went to, the coach. But anyway, keep your head up, man. Stay positive, y'all. It's Tomahawk 6, but another edition. Great show, One Dub. Appreciate the support and help. Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate
also,
that, man.
Also, y'all support One Dub channel too, man. Go around and check them out. What's it called, One Dub?
Oh, we got a new Florida State channel, man. I just started up Chop Shop Reactions. You know what I'm saying? That's my little avatar. So you can catch me over there breaking down other Florida State news, some football, basketball. You know.
I can't wait till we get into basketball. I can't. We win in basketball. So yeah. Oh, what's his face decommitted? You know, it still don't hurt our class. We got to decommit from the basketball.
Nah, we still number one.
Still number one. Don't matter. We're not gonna see them lose until not. We ain't gonna see them until 2022, right?
21.
Oh, 20. I'm sorry, 2021. Yeah, because the basketball season starts in a month or so. So yeah, we're gonna get more into basketball. We're gonna do football half, and then we'll do basketball. We're gonna have to get on that. I love the Seminoles. And then when baseball come, I'm gonna do that. You know, I do all that. I do all the Florida State sports. So, but yeah, man, appreciate that. We gonna call it a day, man. Hit that like before y'all go, man. It's been another edition of Tomahawk City. It's your boy TURNTTALLY, the number one Noel in the no-blooded universe. Thank y'all. I'm going live with Van tomorrow. Smoke session. She about to do a smoke session. Be there for that. I'll probably do more homework and do a further UNC or just talk it up with Van. I'm sure Van got a lot to talk about. Let me go ahead and take this screen off. And with that, man, chop it up. Keep it chopping, baby. I'm out. Peace. Once again, thanks, One Dub.
Oh yeah, man. Anytime, homie.
Appreciate it. All right. Peace. Peace, y'all. Peace.
Worldwide movement. You know?
Shout out to everybody. No blood. See you tomorrow night.
What you gonna do when hell breaks free? Where you gonna go? Where you gonna be? What you gonna do when hell breaks free? Where you gonna go? Where you gonna be? What you gonna do when hell breaks free? Where you gonna go? Where you gonna be? What you gonna do when hell breaks free? I wake up in the morning, draw the kind, still be on the strip the blinds. Lose my mind, I guess I kinda like the way it feels. Supplications clear the soul, takes away the damage home. Let you know which way to go, just keep on rolling steady, bro. As it wasn't even living in the land of breathing. How I gave up soup to eat, just stay away from truth that speed. Make you fall away, walk straight, let angels stay. Lost with no connection, wide open, living dangerously. Be not afraid of the words that thou hast heard. They're the gods of other nations, deliver them from seeing blurred. There's too much radio, interference in the sky. You shut your shop into your systems and now open your eyes, train your thoughts in the take and accept the waters making food bowls of clean gold. Strikes clear, take hold.
Holy Father, something I gotta tell ya. It's your coherent breeze gathered in Australia. It's a blessing to be allowed in your majestic presence. I'm focused, walking the narrow path, untouchable with the mark on my forehead. I'm crossing the Jordan, humble servant, uncovering the lie. First refined, resurrected, the pupil of your eye. Fighting the willful sin and all the carnal desires. I got the will to fight it, inspiration, burning bush voice from the fire. He grants me wisdom, battles before me. I made white like coke gathered, but redeemed for free. Offering up pleasant aromas, bow low when I pray. Asking for forgiveness, guidance, walk the narrow path in his ways. Walking in faith blindly, follow the orders to possession of the land. He told me to keep the Canaanite heat his house and leave our murderous free temple man. Enemy of Babylon, snatching your gold, green paper, and trinkets. Crushing your Jesus idols, crosses, breaking down the calf and making you drink it. Don't you tell how could this be, dog? You rising like Jack in the Beanstalk. On my side, eating up his laws. Yahweh say I'm a king, boss. Hate a cigarette, watching me ball. With this young roll till I fall. This beat bouncing up and down like a seesaw. Just wait and see what y'all got in store for me, y'all.
Where you gonna go? Where you gonna be? What you gonna do when hell breaks free? Where you gonna go? Where you gonna be? What you gonna do when hell breaks free? Where you gonna go? Where you gonna be? What you gonna do when hell breaks free? Where you gonna go? Where you gonna be? What you gonna do when hell breaks free? Shout out to the drums and beats on this one. TK Clan. All praises and all glory to Yahweh God forever.